What is cracking, Brainiacs? Ow! Yeah, man. Friday. The end of the month. It is Friday, the interview day. And it is April 30th. Damn, where'd this month go? It flew by. Brainiacs, tonight we're going to talk to the Alchemist. The Alchemist. If you guys ever, you know what? Usually I'd say, wow, this guy's like, way ahead of me. And like, my simplistic mind can't even wrap, figuratively speaking, its own brain around this type of shit. But, man, I'm going to tell you what. This cat is awesome. Mr. James Anthony Garcia. By William H. Gass says, the true alchemist does not change lead into gold. They change the world into words. Tell you what, this cat here, yeah, that's right. He's going to smoke our brains, Brainiacs. So you guys ready for this? I am definitely ready for Mr. Anthony Garcia. Let's do this, brains. Let's go. It's showtime. What do you say, Brainiacs? You guys ready? It's time. It's showtime, brains. That's right. It's Matrix time. And it's go time. Welcome aboard, everybody. Let's go. We're going to talk about ufology, conspiracy, controversy, and anything and everything that we can get into tonight. Let's go. Miss Michelle Noble, Timmy Bottom, yeah, baby, yeah. Angela Catroor, Andy Cassidy's in the house too, but not too soon. Oh yeah, man. Penny Shepard. Crank it up, Brandon. Rhonda Miller's in the house. Yeah. Alice Cowan. Shout out to my West Coast family too. Your show, and we appreciate you for being here. Buckle up, everybody. Welcome aboard. Yeah, man. Alrighty then. Without further ado, man, let me tell you just a little bit about Mr. James Arthur Garcia. Mr. James Garcia, he began a search and trying to understand what God was. That was his biggest question. But on top of that, being a young lad, this fella's like 33, 34 years old, man. But whenever he began a search for knowledge and understanding, he went to the number source whenever he questioned God. From there, he began this amazing journey and a road where all things in his life began. Really, questions upon questions upon questions. But he indeed found the answer because, well, he looked for that source. And within that source, he's seen numbers. God pointed him to numbers. He said, if you want to understand God, if you want to understand the all is impossible, let alchemy show you the way. Mr. Anthony Garcia, or James Arthur Garcia, my bad. Welcome aboard to the Matrix Minds, my friend. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Whenever you and I started talking, I do remember you yeah, I was going to have you on the week of the Egyptian week, and your body kind of went, we'll skip this week.
Yeah. Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, well, I'm glad.
But I'm doing great now, so I'm past all that.
Good. I'm glad. We're all glad that you are feeling better. We are. So tell me a little bit about. I wrote up a little bio on you. There really wasn't a bio on you, and since you were in the hospital and you were giving you plenty of time to recuperate, I come up with a bio here. You're like, okay, sweet, that looks great. What more could I add to that? Well, I'm serious. What more could I add to that bio? Because I didn't want to bother you. You were healing. So until the day, I'm like, James. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And you're like, yeah, I'm ready, Matt. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been waiting, man.
What seriously though, bud? What more can I add to that? Where indeed did your search begin? Really, was it the search for God? Was it, or what was it? Tell us.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, I used to look at the stars and just ask myself, can anybody come to know all the things that God knows? Like, is it possible? And if so, how? So I kept asking everybody all these questions. What is God? And all these all those kind of questions, and I kept getting different responses. Nobody had a sense of unity. Nobody. There was something missing. It seemed like everybody was confused. So I came to the conclusion that I was going to have to find it myself. They always say, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, right?
That's right. Yeah, usually.
Yeah, so I began to look in every subject you can think of. If there was something I didn't know, I wanted to know it. So I kept, throughout my whole life, I just kept looking to every subject. And when I reached 33, that's when the bigger picture hit. That's when everything set in, like, oh, this is what it is.
And?
Yeah, and it just blew my mind, and it all started with I'm sure you've heard of DMT, dimethyltryptamine.
Oh yeah, I definitely know about it.
Yeah, well, I started taking that, and that's when everything just started making sense, because it put me it was like 30 years of therapy in one night for me. It was amazing.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely understand it. Yeah.
So I was very interested in why I was seeing these visuals. These closed eye visuals. So I started studying that, and it led me to it. It taught me that there's a chemical in us called phosphines, and phosphines is like the visual aspect to your third eye. I'm not sure if you ever heard of phosphines before.
No, but I do know how the methyltryptamine works. I did it. I've done it. Well, but tell me your journey, because I'm gonna tell you what, yours has gotten you a lot further than mine has gotten me. Mine just kind of opened my eyes to I'm just saying. Yours kind of sounds like yours is still going. I gotta give mine credit where credit was due, and it did help liven me up, okay, and help me find who I was not, okay. That's just who it was. Yeah. I did it one time, and it was like death to ego, and next thing you know, my life completely.
Yeah, and I wanted to know what that was all about. When you reach an ego death, that means, excuse me. When you have an ego death, that's because you reached the infinite, the source. It's everything simultaneously. So you no longer are yourself anymore. You're everything at the same time. So when you come back from a DMT trip, it feels like, whoa, what the hell was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. But that really changed my life in so many ways. So I started to study what the source was all about, and it all led me down to geometry. If you look everything around you, it's all made up of shapes, various forms. And there's a grid to reality itself, kind of like how a TV displays its image. They call it they call it the ether, the source, the eternal. It's the divine nature. But what it is, it's called an isotropic vector matrix, and it governs all light in wave patterns.
What? Isotropic?
Yes, it's called the isotropic vector matrix.
Wow, okay.
It's like a triangular grid pattern. And this governs everything. It spiralizes all data down to singularity, but every point in reality does this. This is the basic mechanics of alchemy itself. This is like the alpha and the omega, the line and the circle, the masculine and the feminine. It's every opposite you could think of.
That itself is deep.
It is, and it's quite amazing. But it all results down to a line in the circle, because all you need to create any form of geometry is a line in the circle, right? That's why if you look at the Freemason symbols, they have a compass that represents the circles, and then they have the protractor on the bottom that's to make the lines. And they put together symbology to govern people's lives, because once they create something, let's say, for example, the Bible, it's all like there's so many words that it's composed of, right? That's a form of symbology that they put out into society thousands of years ago. And so over time, it becomes a reality. That's what Aleister Crowley called magic with a K. You create something, you put it out in reality, and it becomes a thing. It literally shapes reality.
So we're saying, James, you're saying that you're literally concreting evidence of our thoughts manifest reality. That's what you're saying.
Yes, precisely. Yeah. The easiest way to go about doing that is to learn the permeations of geometry itself. You got to sit down, draw everything out, so you can discover it for yourself. Because if you just talk about, geometry this, geometry that, you're never going to come to learn it yourself. It's kind of like getting to know a person, but on a very intimate level. But this person, you got to see it as the divine, the God, your inner you, the core of who you are.
All right. So that is where your DMT experience led you. Was the search for
many ways.
Was the search for source of the
reality?
The source of reality, which led you to God, right? Digging into
it led me to it basically told me that we are God. You are this creator. Because reality itself is made of consciousness. It's not just one source. It's not just some old man in the sky, with the book writing things down. Like, it's you. It's always been you. And there's a lot of things that they don't want you to know about who you really are. Because if you knew your true divine nature of who you are, you would be free in more ways than you could possibly imagine. Because the stuff that it unfolds, it gives you the ability to teleport, time travel, levitation, being able to see anywhere within past, present, or future during meditation, like all these things. They suppress your divine origins by creating over 4,000 forms of indoctrination through symbology. So they confuse everybody.
Right. See, this is why, dude, you are a perfect candidate to have on the Matrix Minds, man. Is because not only do you question this, but I've got an image up here of like a UFO, the A and the O.
Yeah, this is the one I designed.
Yeah, dude. Why don't you This here, you told me that the God source. I do believe you said that the God source is within this compass, Mike, or this image, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
explain
this
this.
UFO. Yes, the UFO and the mind, they basically work the same way because consciousness, it has its own magnetic field, and in the center of the magnetic field there's a singularity. That's how the singularity is what makes your intelligence works. So you can, in a way, you can mechanize that the concept of the singularity in a machine form, and you get a UFO. You can once you create this UFO, you can sit in it and you can control it with the mind. So anywhere it takes you, it could take you anywhere within infinity in an instant, and it's much faster than the speed of light because its speed is the speed of thought.
Speed of
You know, you
thought.
just think
Yeah.
of a place and then boom, you're there instantly.
Damn,
So
brains.
you see these you see the negative spiral on the left side, the alpha?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's the center diamond spiral that the torus makes. And you see the positive, that's when you put both together, it creates a double phi spiral.
Let
So
me
it
blow this
pushes
completely up.
energy in and out simultaneously.
I'm gonna blow
Excuse me?
this image up. All right, so I'm gonna make this image the full screen. Let's do that. Alrighty then.
Yes, yes.
There we go. Now I can see it. We can see it a lot better. Holy shit,
Yeah,
dude!
it's-
This is detailed, bro.
Yeah, so see where I've numbered number 1 gyro, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That uses a diamond gyro. A diamond gyro. So when these diamond gyros are spinning, like when they're leveled, it'll level the plane of inertia equal across the board. So the saucer will just levitate there. But if you tilt these diamond gyros in a direction, then the levitating saucer will move in that direction. If you apply full power, you'll go wherever it is you want in an instant. If you apply, a little bit of power, you'll move like at Mach 3 or Mach 6, you know.
Hang on, because I got to do this real quick. You ready? Hang on, dude. You just blew my mind. I'm being for real because it's
yeah,
like
I know.
being a talk show host, and I have talked to so many people over the years, but never quite someone who understands the degree of all methodology, all beginning of source like you do in this way. I mean,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
all I've ever
phenomenal.
wanted all
dude.
my life.
But it's just crazy that
I wanted to know what it was, how it worked, you know?
right. Well, again, it's not really crazy, cray that what happened to me happened to you, but you took it a lot farther than I did, bro. A lot farther. Holy
Yeah,
cow,
I wanted to crack
man.
it all open, wide open. You know, because I felt the government was hiding something from us. So I wanted to be sort of like that person that found out what they were hiding, you know?
Uh-huh.
And this is the kind of stuff that they're hiding right here. You know, there's also the flute code. That's another one.
The what?
That's a big one right there.
So I've
It's
heard
called the flute code.
The fluke. You told me. Yeah, you'd mentioned that to me before. I just didn't quite. Let me see if I can share that with everybody.
Yeah, if you can bring that one up.
Let me expand this a little bit with everybody. That way they can like see themselves up in there. I do think the flute code. Again, dude, you hit me with so many images.
Yeah, it should.
Nope, that's
I
not
sent it
it.
to you recently.
Nope, not that one. Nope.
It looks like a bunch of balls, like in a grid pattern.
Let me think here. Nope. Okay, I'm not gonna like just hang on it, but talk about this right here while I look through the chat. in
Yeah, go for
2D, in 3D, micro, blah 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 blah, and I'll go back and I'll try to find that image, the flute code.
Ah, yes, right here. The 7 days of creation. So this right here. Well, which image are you going to show?
I'm gonna try to go back through our chat and find that image in case I didn't grab it, because that may have been one of the ones I did not grab. Or you have the opportunity, if you want, to actually just send it to me again.
Let me see.
The circles.
I can send it. I lost my phone, so I'm having to
it's
work
okay.
with the
7 days.
tablet.
I've got a 0 binary. Was it sent? To, you, I think you sent it.
It is binary.
Prior to sending me, yes, you sent it. Yeah, I don't have it. You didn't send it. That's one of the ones you did not send it to me.
I got it right here.
Okay. So what exactly is it? The fluke?
Okay, so the flute code, it's a what they did is when they created computers, they implemented what's called random access memory. RAM. I'm sure you're familiar with RAM.
I did grab that, bro. I did. This right here. Now, the moment you said what you just said, I'm like, hey, I got that screen. All right, there we go.
Yeah, let's see. Let me see. I'm waiting for it to pop up.
All right. The Slook code.
I don't see it yet.
All right, so we've got 0 and 1 over here, and you're like random access memory BS. So there.
Yes.
Okay,
I don't see the image on the screen yet, but
it should be coming. It's got random access memory on the left side, your Slook code sequence access memory, and then real random access memory. So you
yes, I see the image now. So yes.
Yeah, you
the
call
random
that
access memory.
bullshit.
It is. It really is bullshit because it slows. It makes it slows down everything. You're having to deal with download and upload time, but with the flute code, everything's instant. If you want a 1 terabyte file and you want to send it across the universe, you can do that with the flute code in an instant. Because it all operates at the speed of thought. But RAM, it slows down. It does the opposite. It puts us to where we are at now.
Well,
like how they say this whole deal that they're doing with the helicopter thing on Mars, and they're saying it takes so long for the data to be sent from Mars to Earth, right?
Yeah.
They can only get so much at a time. Well, it's all bullshit, because they know about the flute code. Everything could be done in an instant.
But they just choose not to do this, or they do this and then are lying. That be my guess, is they know all about this.
Yeah,
they're just
they're doing it for control. Bottom line, because if everybody had the flute code, everybody would be free in so many ways. You would no longer have to be upgrading your hardware, buying more storage space, buying a faster computer. All of that. You would already have the best of the best.
Well, I hope my West Coast...
You can't get no better than the flute code.
I hope that my West Coast family's got their eyes open and their ears tuned in. Because I'm telling you, this right here, dude, it's like, this is what we've been waiting for.
Divine nature right here.
But this is what they've been hiding. They've been hiding.
Yes.
Let me just expand this image a little bit. So hang on, guys. I'm going to blow this image up a little bit to where you can see. Wow, there we go.
I'm the first person to ever discover how the flute code works. There's a whole thing on YouTube. It talks about a little story behind it. It says that this guy, he was a Dutch engineer or something, and he designed this code, and he was about to release it to the world, but he supposedly had a heart attack. But I highly believe that was fake.
He had a heart attack, all right, by a damn gun, a heart attack gun.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But the answer to the flute code was in his name the whole time. If you can, you know what? I'll send you that image right now.
All right.
I just saved it.
I'm telling you, bro, this is some good stuff. And if you can get some
stuff.
This is very, very deep stuff, yeah. And if you can get somebody
you cannot get any better than this. This is what all like aliens use in their crafts. Across the board. All right, here's the image. There, I sent it to you in your messenger.
All right, cool.
This is the one. This is how I found the flute code. The one that you're showing right now is how it works.
All right. Let me go back here to the live producer. We'll kick that image there. Oh, shoot. I can't really do that. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to another image. I'm going to go back to, because I'm really, really intrigued by the Alpha and the Omega. Dude, this.
Yes.
This just.
There's so much to say about that.
All right, so continue what you were. Now, how does the both of those images, how does the fluke code or Sluke play into this design?
Well, the design on the left, the isotropic vector matrix, that's the basis of reality itself. It's like a crystalline matrix, and it reflects light at a certain degree. And basically the whole thing is magnetic fields. It's all magnetic fields. It's 369. 369 is the tetrahedron.
Right.
It's a triangle because with 1 point you got 1 dimension. 2 points, that's two dimensions. In order to get 3 dimensions, you need height, width, and depth. So that's why the basis of reality is, it's a triangle. It's a triangle matrix.
Man,
you can see the triangles in these spirals themselves. You see the negative, it's 2 triangles reflecting each other, and then the positive is the same thing inverted.
Right.
So it pushes out, and it's the Alpha and Omega. It's in and out simultaneously.
You just
so the basic concept to singularity. Excuse me?
I said that you just sent me this golden ratio here, and I'm pulling that one up too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that one.
All right.
So you ever look at when lightning hits, you see how it just wants to always ground itself, right?
Right.
So what if you can get the tip of a lightning strike, and you can make it loop back in on itself? You want to make that fractal just suspend itself in midair, and the only way to do that is by using sound. So when you create these spirals out of copper, you're able to bounce sound back and forth continuously. That continuously, it's called an iteration. It's a nonstop loop.
I think
once you have that loop, it creates the singularity dead center.
Do I got that image? I know I do. Hang on a second.
Yeah, that's the flute code. That's how I found it. So all I did is I got the letter of each, the flute code. I got the S, the L, the O, O, T, and I combined it all onto one circle, and it revealed the golden ratio.
There we go. All right, now I've got it to where they can see that design here. So it's primarily literally just copper. It's 2 copper triangles intertwined with one another, but this one's not really complete because it's not shielded. If I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it has to be insulated.
Yeah, it's got to be insulated. This was a design that Bashar or Daryl Anka channeled to the world. I'm very familiar with that. But dude, I mean, did you build this?
Which one?
Did you
the
build
drawing of the UFO?
No, did you build the copper triangle and triangle yet?
No, I haven't yet because it has to be machined precisely. But these are just images of what I found of how it would look like.
Okay. And you're saying that this would primarily this would be a constant, wouldn't it? That's what if you're talking a constant of something, constant, sound constant, power constant, something. This would be a representation of that constant. Right?
Yes, it's how to create a singularity. It's how to
create
get, how to control gravity,
Damn, bro. Mind blown again, bro. Damn. Okay. How to control gravity. So, what? Out of curiosity, in your definition of it, what would gravity even be? If you don't mind me, do you have like a theory here?
It's an aether perturbation, of reality. It's like when a drop hits water and it makes a ripple. Like you are the center of the ripple, and you can bend that to your will, just by thought. But you have to make these spirals. Yeah, you have to have these spirals in order to be able to, sit in the craft and control it all through the mind.
James, how far have you taken this alchemy? How far have you taken it? Have you taken it to...
Well, I've discovered...
Go ahead.
I've discovered what it's all about, how it works, the mechanics of reality, all that good stuff that we've always been searching for. Everybody's always wanted to know, what is God, or how it all began.
Mm-hmm.
It's led me to all this, so I'm at a point right now where I'm trying to teach the entire world what it's all really about. Because how they say only the truth can set you free. Mm-hmm. There's only one way that reality can work. So if everybody could know that one way, peace and unity would be restored worldwide, and everybody would be free in more ways than you can possibly imagine.
Miss Terry Gronwald says, "You lost me." One of the listeners are going, "Yeah, they're going. They're my. I mean, hang on, brains. I got you. I got you covered. You ready?" Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Where did all of this they knew about this in the day?
They've known about it for forever.
We're talking like the days of Lemuria, Atlantis, and Egypt.
Yes, right? Yes. This is all divine technology.
Okay.
They only call it alien technology because people don't know how it works. They're not in touch with nature anymore. So it's become alien to everybody, but it's really divine technology. So
when are we going to take... Yeah, very good. Leah says she's saying the same damn thing that I just thought. So, okay, Leah, I'm on the same wavelength as you, sweetheart. That we're both taking an alchemy class, James. So you let me know whenever you're going to decide to start teaching like the basics of alchemy. Because I'm telling you right now,
I've been doing it as much as I can, but I've been trying to narrow it down to like an easy way for people so people can understand it, because it's easier said than done,
Well, I would say give me a basic, but I mean I think you already did. I really truly.
Yeah, just remember a line in a circle. That's why the basis of the
line in the circle.
Yes, the base of code of computing is binary. It's a line in a circle, because that's all you need to create any form of geometry.
What about the pyramids? I gotta ask you. Did they know? Was it slave? Was it slave work, or was it the power of the mind?
No, they used all this technology I'm talking about. They had it all. Everything that I'm talking about, they had it all. So if they, how history tells you that the ancients were not as advanced as we are today, that's a complete lie. They were they were the most advanced you could ever imagine. They were already there. So they designed the pyramids in order to provide energy for everybody. They call them fractal resonators. They basically broadcast energy in the atmosphere. So I believe at night once these pyramids are working, every night it would look like an aurora. The entire night sky would look like an aurora borealis.
Wow. Miss Kristen Pridemore's got a really good question in the chat, James.
Which one?
And that is, how would we implement something like this into our own lives? I mean, how would one get started implementing the understanding of all of this into your own life to change your life for the benefit, for the good? How would you do that?
Well, you would have to look beyond the indoctrination that was instilled upon you at birth. Because all this indoctrination, it sets you in a finite zone of knowledge, and it keeps you stagnant from becoming your full potential. So what I always recommend for people to do is to study everything. I don't care what it is, because it'll expand you in so many more directions. It'll allow you to have that mental growth. It's kind of like working the body out, but with the mind.
Right.
The more you know, the more you empower yourself. That the awareness plays a big part in creating your heaven, because the more you know, the more you can do better.
I'm trying.
That's why I say knowledge is power.
Definitely, dude. When you went to saying that, that they've kept this hidden for a long time. We that's
years.
Dude, that goes without saying. We know that. We definitely know that, and it breaks my heart to know that they have done it on complete purpose, and to hold us back as a society of people. And if we could get minds like you in one room and go back to teaching this kind of validity, this is tangible.
The esoteric knowledge.
The esoteric, the old school way. It's like whenever I was talking to Amanda Songcrest about this, right? And it's like, indeed, dude, this is an exact, not just science, but metaphysical, spiritual science that Thoth, the Atlantean, taught. I mean, he's known as the Alchemist. He is known as the scribe. He's known as the god of gods because of this metaphysical understanding of alchemy. I mean, it don't get any better than this.
The Bible talks about heaven and hell and purgatory. Those things, all that really is it's talking about awareness. So if you're highly ignorant, you're obviously going to create your hell, because you're going to mess up in so many ways along the way throughout life.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have to purge that ignorance so you can reach full conscious awareness. When you reach full conscious awareness, you're able to, do all the things that God can do, because you know exactly how this works and that works, You're fully aware of what reality is and yourself. And once you reach that point, you're able to express unconditional love, genuine and unconditional love. Until you reach that point, you're gonna express conditional love, because you're still purging that ignorance. That's how you basically become God mode.
Miss Kristen Pridemore says, whenever you'd mentioned about soul searching, and also digging for all of this good mind food is what we call it.
Yes.
When you are digging for this good mind food, it's hard to differentiate between what is real and what's bullshit. It just like you said with the Slook code and randomly accessed memory. You know what I mean? It's like they purposefully did this and gave us this shit RAM. If anything, I want a RAM upgrade from my machine. I want some Slook. Look, I want some Slook type memory up in this thing. I already call it. Yeah, man. I already call it the internet hate machine because she's bad. She's definitely a bad girl. But I'll tell you, man, the type of memory that you're talking about would be instant data.
Yeah,
Instant
yeah, everything instant.
So, James, do you feel that the body? How do you feel that this alchemy and design fits into the human body? Well, let's talk about that one a little bit. How the design of the human vessel, because we all know here.
Well, that plays a lot. Yes, that plays a lot into the body. You know, because it's all, you have to stabilize the mind, body, and soul. And one good way to do that is during meditation. You know, you have to reach the singularity of the mind, and that's another thing that the all-seeing eye that shows on the dollar bill, they call that the eye of providence.
Right.
It's the all-seeing eye. So when you're able to reach the all-seeing eye of your mind, the third eye, you're able to see any point in time, you know, past, present, or future. This is what what do you call it? Lady Baba Vanga did, Nostradamus. This is how they predicted the future, you know, because they had that practice to reach the singularity of the mind. You know, this is one thing you can do with the body. Another thing you can do, you can heal the body yourself by disciplining your breath. You know, so if you sit down, you meditate, you want to be aware of your breath. You know, and just keep a deep, constant breath. You know, the more and more you do it, the more and more it heals your body. There's so many things that it does for the body.
And you're talking meditation. You're talking connecting the logical mind with this infinite source of just all is.
Yes.
In deep meditation.
Yes.
You just had your gallbladder surgery what, a week ago? Not even that.
Yes.
And you're doing pretty good, right?
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I do during meditation. You know, to heal faster, you meditate and you do these deep breaths,
right?
And it heals you much faster.
You
think about how you know those billows they put by the fires to pump to make the fire brighter.
Yeah,
they keep pumping it.
Yeah, the little.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the breath. The more you breathe, the more you shoot that life force within your soul, and it reflects throughout your DNA.
Oh wow! I just got a chill when you said that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's called pranavayu.
Explain it.
It's it's the moving life force within you. You know, you just got to generate it. You just got to keep it going, keep it flowing. You know, if you go throughout your whole life doing low breathing, then it's going to reflect in a bad way. You know, but if you do high, deep breathing for the majority of your life, you know, you're going to live longer. You're going to live much longer. You're going to be in better health.
Huh. Well, stop, collaborate, and listen. Shh. Just breathe. Just breathe, everybody. Just breathe.
Exactly.
Stop, collaborate, and just breathe, everybody. I cannot wait.
It takes a real finite discipline to do that.
I cannot wait to open up the phone lines and tell everybody, like, look, please bring your questions so they can pick your brain. I don't even know. I swear to God, I don't know where to even begin. I don't. I don't. I even had a whole.
Got to jump in there.
Hell, I had a whole week to like prepare. I had some notes, but they're back there in the kitchen. I made myself a nice cup of coffee before the show, and my son is upstairs, my wife is upstairs, and I'm down here in the studio, and I have no notes. I do know. I mean, I've pretty much asked you what was in my notes anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you could ask me any question, really, because I've studied just about everything.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, my main trigger, dude, I am completely all over the pyramids. I want to know, you know, I want to know. But you already touched on they had the ability they had the ability to move these stones with sound. They move these stones with little
acoustic levitation.
Yeah, little to no ease at all. You know what I mean? It's just like
effortlessly.
Right, like just I'm gonna blow a 30-ton rock just across the Giza Plateau here. I mean, that's the thing, you know. Everybody's like slave labor and hard labor, and you know, it's like, no, the mind don't. You know, really, your heart tells you that that's utter bullshit. Your heart will tell you that, but the mind, you know, you're like, no, that can't be, man. It's gotta be slave labor. But I mean, I've told everybody here on the Matrix for years, man. No. It was not done by rocks, you know, rocks and a copper tool. No way. Especially whenever James, the tensile strength. I don't know if you know what that is. Tensile strength is like the hardness, right? Red granite is like a 9, and I do know that copper is like a 5.5. Not even that. Okay, so ain't gonna buffalo this dude no more. No. I mean, everybody can look that up. The tensile strength of this, the hardness of red granite, the hardness of Giza Plateau bedrock versus the strength and the hardness of copper. There you go, Brainiacs. Homework for the weekend. Look it up. It will it'll at that point piss you off.
You had mentioned slave labor just a little while ago, and I wanted to touch up on that.
All right.
You know, if you think about the Earth and what it is, it's really basically a human zoo. You know, point blank. You know, it sucks to say, but when you take away somebody's divine origins, they're trapped. They're bounded to where they were born. You know, they can't travel the infinity. So you're going to use them as a slave labor. That's what aliens would do, you know. To anyone that doesn't know their divine origins, you know, that you would become a slave to their creation. And this is what it's become today, you know.
James,
it sucks.
That's like that. Let's take that a little further, right? So we live in the United States, and everybody's like, you know, home of the free and the brave. Well, I definitely 100%. I back my military. I love my military family, but free we are not. That is an illusion.
Yes, it's completely illusion.
Yeah, that is an illusion, and you know, I take that to, you know, they put. You know, I don't want to get into the medicinal uses of this ABC substance, but DMT, right? That dude has got so many probable potential possibilities that are very positive. And dude, it is a Schedule 1. It is a Schedule 1 substance, not to be discussed. Don't talk about it. It's like the that is the no. That is probably the number one no of substances. Can't talk about that one.
Because psychedelics, it means to open up the soul, to reveal the soul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what psychedelic means in Greek. They don't want you to do that. They want you to stay suppressed.
It did me, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody here that has heard my story knew. They know. I didn't like myself.
Oh, yeah.
James, I didn't like you. I didn't like my own mother. I didn't like anybody. And, you know, it's like I knew whenever I woke up, and I'm like, dude, I woke up crying, going, what the hell just happened to me, dude? The ground was alive, the rocks were alive, the trees were breathing, the air was for me. The air was for me. I didn't really even comprehend what the hell I was saying, and even what I'm saying now, but it's like the oxygen in the air was for me. It was for me. Yep. So was everything in this world. It was designed specifically for me. I'm like, dude, I was just a basket case, dude. I'll be honest with you. I was a complete and utter shambles. So that's what
DMT is the
definitely-
reason why you dream.
Yes, I do know that. Dr. Richard Straussman, Dr. Richard Straussman done a psychological evaluation and a study on the human being and the mind of those that are on it. So you know what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's supposedly true.
When you see all the visuals you see on DMT, that's called the Akashic records. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
sure.
past, present, and future. It's a compendium of all human knowledge. It's reality itself.
Now, how do you tap into that and just? I mean, here's the thing. I talked to one of my previous guests. Her name is Rafaela George Smith, and she was helping me to open up what she calls screens. Okay, the back of your. Well, here's the thing. They say the windows are. I'm sorry, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Okay. So if you pull your shades, literally, if you pull your shades down, your eyelids, and you look at the back of them, that's what she just defined as screens. These are your screens. So whenever you look at these screens, you like a lot, like you said, you get the visual, deep meditation. You get these visuals. You get the firing of the cerebral cortex. You got the pineal gland firing up, and you got the subconscious stepping forward to like separate the two. Trust me, dude. I love meditating. But I did not know that was tapping into and tuning into the Akash. Did not know that.
The Akashic is the form constant visuals that you see.
Hang on. Let me do this for everybody. You ready? Okay. Another mind blow. Holy cow. Oh my God. Question. Where do you think that alchemy or how could alchemy help to define? Okay, let me see if I can't word this the right way. How would alchemy help to define the physical yet non-physical substance, James, of that in which we call the paranormal world? Where does all that tie into?
It's just all at its core. It's just geometry. It makes geometry does what it does. It mixes this and that to produce this probability. And it does that infinitely. It creates infinity axioms. It's like subset realities within a reality. It's perfectly designed.
I'm gonna tell you what. When I don't know what else can you tell. What else can you tell us that where alchemy, where the study of this? How far did you actually take it? Tell me that one. I think you already kind of did, but to what degree?
Well, yeah, like I said, it just takes you down to a line in the circle. Like once you understand the line in the circle,
so help
it
us
puts everything into perspective.
Help us to do that.
Because it creates all forms of symbology. The way we communicate, the way we live our lives is by many forms of all symbology, right? It's language. If you can learn the mechanics of geometry itself, it can put you on the most efficient path to live your life by. If you're not in tune with it, then you're gonna be living like a lesser, it won't be as efficient.
It would not be as efficient. So give us the basic. You keep saying a line and a circle. So what does that line in the circle actually define? Let me ask you that.
Well, it creates the magnetic field. It is the magnetic field. Like the Earth, you look at the Earth, it has a magnetic field. You look at a black hole, it has a magnetic field. Everything you look at, it has a magnetic field. So it's like that creates all geometry. So it's like that's the very thing that we should all be studying. Because if you're not studying that, you're just studying what it can create, other than it itself. You know what I mean?
Okay, truth, no.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just say, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
no.
It's real kind of nerve wracking when you get talking about it. It's like that saying. That's why they say you can't show somebody what the Matrix is because they have to see it for themselves. You know what I mean?
Well, how would you even go about starting to teach people this? The one you just said, the line and the zero, right?
Yeah, studying geometry, because everything is geometry. So you have to look at it in so many ways. I would recommend somebody, you sit down, you get a compass and a protractor and you just go at it. You discover patterns yourself, and over time, it'll start telling you things. It'll reveal itself to you. It'll tell you, okay, well, you can do this. So you can have infinite energy. You can do this so you can levitate. You can do this so you can have perfect health. You can do this so you don't ever have to die again. All these kind of things. This is your divine nature. This is who you are at your core.
Man, bro. All right, we are at the top of the hour. Okay, time just literally went that fast.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay, so all you brains over here, and well, I would say shout out to you two, but well, yours truly here got banned. No big, whatever. It's one of the last.
Another thing I wanted to say about this flute code. I want to say one more thing about the flute code. If you know anyone that can code or program, like send them my way so we can work together and make this flute code a reality. Because once this gets out, it's over. Like the system is done for.
Well, you heard me earlier give a shout out to my West Coast family, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I did that for a reason. I definitely did.
Yeah.
There's some really good brains over there on the West Coast that I'm not gonna name names. I'll just say they know who they are. Yeah. And I definitely wanted them to tune in to tonight's show. I sent, in fact, I've sent them a couple of the images that you had me share with everybody to make this a possibility and a reality. Because yeah, man, this is some deep shit. Miss Cassandra Wilson, yes, this is deep. I do agree with you. This is deep. Yes, very, very deep.
Yeah, we need to get rid of that RAM.
Wow. If you yeah. Okay, Brainiacs, that right there is going to be switched on, and we're going to start. Whew. Yeah, let's turn this up a notch and get you Brainiacs. Talking to Mr. Garcia here, because yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Anybody can ask me a question.
They will. Oh yeah, dude. They definitely. Well, that's the thing. I don't want them to think that they're just like, because what's the word? Are very intimidating. This intimidates the shit out of me, man. I guess it does because I don't really understand it. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I've talked to a lot of people.
See, that's the thing. You get like people that don't understand it. You gotta be, patient. You gotta be understanding. You gotta do everything you can to get them there. You can't be negative in any way.
Well,
I always tell people any expression of negativity is only a reflection of one's ignorance.
That
doesn't that make sense?
It does. Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, it's all about just understanding,
I'm gonna try to get one of my programmer buddies, Mr. Wayne Stewart, to give you a ring, bro, because again, he and you he and you could really, really, really like do some deep talking. But there's no way. I mean, I'm like, sorry. I mean, I'm like I'm the guy that's just like here in the cat litter box throwing shit everywhere. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I'm trying to find something to do with something, and yeah. I don't even know where to be.
Get you.
Bro, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody in the sandbox, literally everybody in the sandbox is like their heads are spinning, their eyes are rolling, smoke's rolling out their ears at this point. They're like, Angela says, I took math from the 9th level, the level of hell. Yeah, she took a math class from 9th grade level to hell level. I get it. Oh, I definitely get it. But yeah, man.
That's what makes it hard. This education system, man. They indoctrinate the hell out of your mind. You know, beyond recognition.
They do.
Like when somebody tells you what it's all about, it's kind of all that indoctrination obscures the message, you know?
Well, yeah. I'll be with you on that one. James, this is deep, dude. All of you brainiacs, I just opened up the switchboard for you. And if you're going to call into the show, you're on the East Coast, West Coast, those numbers at the very top of the board. I would say go for the 717-734-6904 number. And it's going to ask you for the show ID. You dump 136426, and then you just press the number 1 and then the pound to be the next guest caller, and we'll get you through there. United Kingdom, also Canada, Australia. You guys feel free to jump into. You know what? These guys, they're trying to. I think is like trying to put the cart before the horse. Like like a really good friend of mine loves to tell me all the time, Matt, don't put the cart before the horse. They're asking, well, how do we do time travel? How do we do the instant traveling and the all of these things that you say are possible in the human mind? They're asking how is this possible, James?
Yeah, if you want to bring up my levitating saucer again, the one I designed.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring that one up again. That's it right there. But yeah, that's the key to levitation, teleportation, time travel.
There we go. That's it.
Everything. Yes.
That's the one, huh? You're saying that's the bad boy.
It's the only thing that can create a singularity. Yeah, that's the best. Like anything less than that is basically a lie. Just think about our entire system. We got cars, we got rockets, helicopters, all these things. But with levitation, you wouldn't need none of that. You wouldn't need roads, you wouldn't need power lines, you wouldn't need nothing. You would just have levitation, That's the best right there.
Dude, that literally would be the end all. Do you know that? That would
that's the game right there.
Plane of inertia is, this is like the edge of the gyroscope, right? The plane of the inertia is the edge of the gyroscope.
It's the shape of a galaxy. You know how it looks like a spiralized disc?
Yeah.
That's the plane of inertia. Everything is created in spirals.
James,
it puts it all in the middle.
Let me ask you this. I don't mean to get off topic for a second, but what have you heard of the theory, the concave Earth? Not the flat Earth.
Yeah, like hollow Earth?
Yeah, kind of around that design, but it being more concave. Have you done any digging into that?
Oh yeah, big time. This is kind of what led me to think about that, because I was thinking, well, if they can create a levitating saucer, then why not up the scale and create a levitating planet? You know?
Right. Wait a minute there. Yeah, you just nailed it. Why not create a levitating planet? I think
Yep.
that they have, and they named it
With
Earth.
its own
Brad.
satellite.
They did.
Exactly.
Yep, they
And
did.
you would have your human zoo right there, you know? Basically.
Dude, this is sick. That is sick.
It is. It really is. In the center of the earth, you know, you would have, you know, that's where they would live. Like all the ones that are controlling everything, you know, they would live there, and they would also have, you know, their outposts on the moon. So they can govern everything, every which way.
Oh my god! Come on, Brainiacs, you guys. I'm not gonna beg you. Angelic Cat roars like Earth is not a globe. Earth is not a globe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe it's flat, you know, but that flat Earth theory, that's all that was created by Freemasons. You know, it's a form of indoctrination to mislead you away from absolute truth.
What's that? The globe theory or the flat Earth theory? Because I love to argue with the flat
Earth theory is a lie.
So I
That's
love
the lie. That's
yeah.
yeah.
I definitely love to argue with a flat earther. Why? I don't know. I just do. I'm one of those. I'm one of them weird guys. Like, you're kidding me, right? And well, I'll tell you what. If I can't like give whoever that truly believes in that flat Earth theory, if I can't give you a run for your money, I can tell you what. I got plenty of friends that will definitely give you a run for your money, flat earther. I love them.
The one thing you gotta, yeah, they really are. But that goes to anything, really, though, because I mean, really, you got to be aware when you talk with these people when they have a different belief than you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk to them in a way where you can connect with them. You know, you don't want to express any form of negativity because you don't want to push them away.
Right.
You know, when you push people away, you can't get nothing done. You know, it's all about unity. You know, we
Correct.
need to figure out
what
it's all about and how we can work together.
Completely agree with you. You know, that's like I share and have been sharing in the Matrix, the Matrix Minds. I've been sharing the differentiation between a normal eyeball, a reptilian eyeball, a shape shifting eyeball, just the irregularities of eyeballs, right? The eyeball. I'm like, look at their eyes. Just look at their eyes, dude. I mean, and I've come down to literally just say, look. And I made a video last night and dropped it in the Matrix chat, the Matrix page on Facebook. I'm like, dude, some people, they see it, they will see it, and then there's just some that won't. And then then there's those that see it, but they're like, then they're calling me or production out with, oh, well, just a bunch of bullshit. It's all CGI scripted. I'm like, that's what I said. I had to do this video last night where I'm like, look, there's nothing that comes out of that studio right there. Nothing that comes out of the studio right there that is CGI scripted. Nothing that I've ever produced. Hell, I don't even know CGI scripting. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest.
I don't even know how to do that.
I mean, I don't. I mean, even like whenever it comes to like Blender, Blender or what is it? The Unreal Engine, dude.
Yeah.
I can draw.
I'm still trying to learn it myself.
I can draw a line and a zero. Okay, but trying to don't ask me to make the line enter the zero because I can't do that. I don't. Hell, I can't even cast a shadow on the ball. Okay. I know all about what it is, CGI scripting and things like that, but no.
I would love to sit down with the graphic artist and so he can render everything that I'm trying to show the world how it works, the mechanics of it. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to show it.
Reading these comments out. Come on, Brainiacs. I know you guys are not afraid to call this guy. I know you're not afraid to call this guy. There's the number.
Right.
See, Wayne Stewart says we are in a realm, or this is a realm. Miss
Yeah, you can call it that.
Vina Helena, the earth is inside of the firmament. Miss Angela Stance commented and says gravity is the great equalizer. Mr. Mark Bassett went on to say, well, gravity is not proven. That's true too.
Well, it depends on your perception.
Right? Ali Lozano. Water in my bowl will be flat to concave. You know, Blanche Taylor's like we were just in a locker. Angela.
You ever heard of Shambhala
I haven't. Nope.
or El Dorado, the Lost City of Gold?
No. Nope.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
I honestly I have not.
Surprised you haven't heard of that. Yeah. Well, there's all these places that they talk about, but they can never find it. It is said to believe that they're in the middle of the earth, in the hollow earth.
In the middle of the earth. Is that what you said?
Right in the center.
Gonna take this phone call. This area, you've been hanging on there for a second. I didn't even see you. Area code 620. Please say hello to Mr. James Arthur Garcia. Hello, welcome to the Matrix.
Hello, Mr. Garcia. This is Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome!
Yeah, I just find it interesting. I didn't even know who the main guest was going to be tonight, but all day today I have been researching the 369 numbers of the universe and the Fibonacci sequences in the next level and all of that. So I just find it quite fascinating synchronicity here.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Synchronicity. Well, you know, you can't stop there, Mr. Wayne Stewart. You gotta tell Mr. Garcia here that you are you're one of those guys.
Well, I am a software guy by trade, a mathematician by training.
So what have you come to find about it?
Oh, well, it's very hard to sum up. It really is.
Yes, it is. Yes.
But,
it's simple, but it's complex.
Tesla said that if you understand 369, you understand the universe. And what we wind up with is a multidimensional fractality, if you would, fractal.
Yes.
Everything is just repeated over and over again. Everything is made up of smaller copies of itself.
Yep. It's infinity axioms, and they never end.
In multiple dimensions. I was watching.
You're familiar with the Mandelbrot set?
It rings a bell, but I haven't really dug into that side of what I studied much lately. I've been rather busy with the practical aspects of survival.
Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah, that happens. No, I was watching this video presentation, and they wound up using the 369 numbers, et cetera, and illustrating them in what looked like the classic Merkaba, however you say that.
Merkaba?
It looked like the classic Merkaba. It was the inverted tetrahedrons intertwined.
Yeah, star tetrahedron.
Yeah. And then they also added an element to it which just struck me as absolutely fascinating, and that was reversing the polarity of the points of these tetrahedrons.
Yeah.
Oscillating the whole thing, basically mirror imaging it.
Yes, that's what creates the singularity in the center.
Uh-huh.
It's a reverberating sound waves. It amplifies continuously.
Yep.
I got a funny feeling
It's amazing.
here. I gotta interject for a minute. The coil, James. What is the name the actual name of that the coil within the coil? What is the name of that coil? Do you know?
Well, a lot of people know it as Bashar's and space antenna.
The space antenna, Bashar's coil.
Yeah, that's like the main name everybody calls it.
Right.
But it's really just the basis of reality. For him to say that he designed that, that's kind of like, hey, wait a minute, nature designed that,
Math,
but that creates the vortex,
math in the
everything
universe is more about discovery than invention.
Troy.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Just imagine if you had a saucer that could teleport anywhere to discover,
Like I gotta ask you, Wayne. What did you think? What did you just think about this Slook code? What do you think of that?
Well, I am thoroughly intrigued, shall we say?
Right, I bet.
I would like to know a lot more about that.
Yeah, we should definitely get together. If you're able to write code.
I sent you a friend request. That's what I do for a living, is I write code.
Oh, nice. This is you're the type of person that I need.
Years. have been for about 40 years now.
Well, here's the thing.
Mostly business systems, but I do some higher math stuff too.
I definitely, James. Again, between my West Coast family, Wayne, and you, I'm telling you right now, dude. I do believe that we could shake the foundations of hell. I'm not joking.
Yes, literally. This is like the thing that can do that. Because it's been suppressed ever since computers were made. This is how computers should have been made, but they implemented RAM. They took us back to the Stone Ages.
Wow. I've got a comment pinned here for. I'm gonna I'll even ask the both of you, Wayne, since you're a math guy, and James is also really, really, really good with this. Question for the commentator by Mr. Troy Miller. He's like, was space-time a part of your equation in the blueprint in the blueprinting of the diamond vortex models at its XXXX omnidirectional / multidimensional X quad whatever at its center absolute 0 point? Did you take into consideration and or like space-time equation?
Yeah, he's basically talking about the torus. It's the magnetic field. That's what creates space and time. That's what creates everything.
So again, he's asking
and
if that played into that equation of your diagram. I'm assuming it did because
definitely.
You've got the inertia on the. Hang on, let me go back to that specific slide because, I wouldn't see where it wouldn't. I noticed in this diagram, the A and the O, okay, the 1 and the 0. Oh yeah, dude, the plane of inertia. That would be what he's asking for. So did he have it in there?
Yep.
Absolutely. That is it. That is
it's
the starting point.
saucer itself.
That is right. That is correct.
And you can see the magnetic field around the whole, design.
Damn, Mr. Wayne Stewart, you got any more questions for Mr. Garcia?
Not off the tip of my tongue right now. I did send you a friend request, sir, and I would appreciate your acceptance of that. And you can further.
Yes, I will be accepting that for sure.
All right.
We can further our discussions over time. I am not a night person. This is way past my bedtime. So I am nowhere near 100%.
It's okay. It's okay, Wayne.
That's understandable. Wayne Stewart, I got you confirmed.
All right.
All right. Thank you very, very much.
All right, Wayne. Thank you for calling me, buddy.
We will connect otherwise and dig deep
Awesome.
into these things.
I look forward to it.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you for reaching out, Wayne. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop off of here for the night, though, because I am absolutely exhausted. My days start
buddy.
way too early.
You have a good night, Wayne.
All right.
All right, my friend. Good night to you.
Good night.
And there, Mr. Wayne goes, look, I tell you what, let's take up another call here. James, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's so exciting.
All right, area code 702. I do believe this is Nevada. Mr. Area code 702. Say hello to Mr. James Garcia. You're unmuted and welcome to the Matrix Minds. What's going on? Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. You do speak Spanish, right?
Not too good.
Really? You sound like a vato loco. Anyway, on the 369 was Wayne was talking about. I'm a carpenter. I'm a union carpenter. I went to school for 4 years, and that's where I learned it. I quit. I'm a 10th grade dropout. Like when they gave me calculus, I'm like, I'm out of here. And everything started coming out natural in the carpenters, where when you lay a column, you gotta do the snap lines and everything, but you use the 369 formula for all of that. That's why.
Oh, nice.
Okay? It's like when you're ordering concrete at a former job site. Every truck gets like 10 yards of concrete. I was raised in Mexico City, so I know the meter, because the meter and the feet, the inches and the centimeters, and so different countries use different systems, and just like the Bible's been translated. I've been listening to everything you've been saying, Jaime, and man, I'm so glad. Every show on the Matrix Mind keeps getting better and better and better, and you just like blew the hole on the roof.
Thank you, man.
That's what my intention was to do.
That's what I'm talking about, raising the frequency and raising the vibration. You just blew a hole. We got an air hole. Everybody.
Without a doubt, right? if we're in a snow,
because everybody needs to know these things, you know.
If we're in a snow globe, he just blew a hole in the snow globe.
I've known it all my life. And you've been talking about it. I've experienced it, and you were talking about you got to know the dark. You got to know, and you got to experiment with yourself, like Dr. Heal Thyself. So you know what.
Yes.
You know what, like I'm lactose intolerant, so and when I'm out on the road, it's like we make sandwiches and I put mayonnaise on it, so it's like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom type thing. So you got to know yourself, just like your mind, like everything.
Yes.
Everything about
your awareness has to be really, really high. Like
mine is, believe me. And it can't be high unless you felt the pain, unless you put your hand on that stove. And you put it in the second time. They talk about insanity, but no, you put it in the second time, see if you might be wearing a glove, whatever, just to test it out, just to prove to yourself that you know yourself.
Yeah. It's self-actualizing.
I'm going to get a hold of you. Okay, I'll talk to Matt later, but we'll talk.
Yeah, most definitely, bro.
All right, doggy.
Mr. Socrates, you got any questions for James before you go, bro? The switchboard is completely open.
No,
Why'd you?
No,
now
he answered all my questions actually, so I'm outie.
You're outie. All right, buddy.
Nice to meet you, man.
Socrates,
Good to
take
meet you,
care.
my bro.
You keep the shiny side up. You and Steve, when you go out there on the road, man, be careful. You hear me?
We're back on the road on Sunday, bro. We'll be back on the road on Sunday.
All right. Well, you guys be careful. Be safe.
We'll give you updates on the border and everything that's going on as we travel.
Boy, fix.
Y'all have a good night. I love y'all. You're
You
all my
too.
spiritual family. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for listening to you guys.
Love you
Thank
too,
you,
man.
thank you.
Thank you, Sock. We'll see you,
Love
buddy.
you too, bro.
As Socrates goes out the door. You know what, James? You know the I guess the question indeed would be, when are you going to start teaching this stuff? I'm telling you, I'm asking you, when are you going to start doing online classes? When are you going to just to start the basics, dude? Because we truly do not have any idea. Do you realize that? I'm being honest with you.
I know. I know. Well, I want to do all to put it all together into like I need to have it all laid out, and that's what I'm still trying to do.
Okay.
So I have most of it laid out already. Now I just have to refine it a little bit more, and then I'll start doing all this.
Well,
'Cause it's not easy to talk about.
You know what? You said it earlier that there is no coincidence, okay? And you're right. There is no coincidence. So what if I told you that I'm after tonight's show, I'm going to put an email in to I'm going to put in an email to some people that I know that I am really close to, that I want to see if they would be willing to get in touch with you to help you gain ground here on your research and study. I'm serious.
That's what I really need. I need help big time.
Well, again, I think that this is the start. This is the avenue, and I definitely want to put you in touch with them people. I definitely do.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Well, you
I
just
can't wait to meet him.
bro. In my eyes, you just come up with this is like, to me, this is whenever these minds get together. Okay, there is literally no stopping it, because
Nope, not at all.
So that
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, well, we got the way, and I know you got the will. How's that? I've already seen that.
Right on.
I've already seen that. All right, so the switchboard is back open, everybody. Give James and myself a call. Say hi. Give your family a shout out. Indeed, it is Friday. Friday night's interview is Mr. James Anthony Garcia, the Alchemist. He's already blown my mind like maybe 4 or 5 times. Hell, you guys might be able to overhear it pop up a question and blow my mind again. I mean, shoot. At this point, after this, it wouldn't be hard. It really wouldn't. James, question.
Just imagine. Yes, go for it.
When you started digging, were you too not kind of like blown away with what you've discovered, especially the sleuth?
Oh yeah, I almost couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was like, this can't be it. This can't be, like, there has to be more. But no, like, this was it, and it blew my mind continuously, even to this day. It blows my mind so much that it makes me cry almost just about every day, because it's like, man, this is who we really are. This is what we really are about. This is as deep as it gets. This is divine nature right here.
Miss Elizabeth Doolittle says, is this how we beat it looks like the Matrix? So I'm gonna
one way to put it.
Is this how we beat the Matrix here, Arthur?
This is how you beat the Matrix.
Oh boy, there you go, Miss Elizabeth.
Because this is what created the Matrix.
What would you say? This is what created.
This is what created the Matrix. This is the Matrix. That's why they call it an isotropic vector matrix,
Man.
Every point in reality is a cyclic point. It's all spiralized.
Mr. Andy Cassidy in the sandbox says, I am so lost, but I'll do some research. I'll do some research on this.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. They're like, dude, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, right. I mean, now, does your family refer to you as the Alchemist, James?
Oh, they refer to me as the one that, well, ask James. He knows everything,
Yes, James. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Miss Kristen
I've been trying to teach my family this, but even they're lost.
Well,
the closest one I can say that understands it is my sister, because we talk a lot.
Right. Well, James, I'm telling you right now, you've got an extended family right here. Okay, that indeed you do. The Matrix Minds, these guys, this is my extended family. It truly is. I refer to them as brainiacs, and they are absolutely a joy to be around.
Oh yeah.
That's
what we need.
Question everything. That they do.
As they should.
As they should, and they do. And yeah, man, it's
to be aware is to be alive. When you know, you know.
Did you say to be aware is to be alive?
Yes, to be aware is to be alive.
Okay, so now that kind of scared me. Okay, and I'll tell you why. So what happens whenever you're not alive and you're dead? Is that saying you're not aware?
No, that like you're saying what happens after death?
Yeah, I mean, because that equation that you just threw in the mix is like saying that the dead is not aware, but the living is yet alive and aware.
It's just like a restart point, really. Because the moment you die, you're reincarnate into another form. So it's not that you're not aware, you're just on the road again to learning again. You're on the process to raising that awareness again,
Wow. Well, again, what about those that refuse to incarnate? Are they stuck? Are they stuck in RAM where
they have no choice?
Are they stuck in that bullshit loop? That RAM loop that you just said is like, this is the bullshit loop, and this is the sleuth loop, and this is infinite.
That's like trying to escape infinity. Like you are in an eternal prison of infinite possibilities. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, wait a minute. You believe that we are in an infinite loop? I'm sorry. Let me say it again. You are in a permanent loop of infinite possibilities. That is what you just said.
Yes, because we are eternal gods. We are eternal beings. We will live out every probability. We will live out every probability there ever was.
I didn't say that. He said that. Yeah. So don't come after me. He said it. Wow.
I mean, that's what it is. Because everything is energy. All matter is energy, right?
Right.
Energy cannot neither be created or destroyed. It can only transform from one form to the next.
Right. Yeah. Now that we all, I think we've all got and grasped that concept. I do. I believe that we've all got that and grasped that concept without a doubt in my mind. Yeah, we get that one.
Yes.
When
you look at reality, it's kind of like a video game, When you die, you just restart over and over and over.
Jay Pashak, is that Pashuk? I hope I'm not destroying your names. Says, yes, absolutely what James just said. Absolutely, James. You know what, dude? You're killing me. Absolutely killing me. Let's go. Let's take a West Coast number. You are live with James Garcia and myself here on the Matrix Minds. Who do I got there? Hello. Welcome.
Hello, Matt. Hi, James. Tara, how are you guys?
Hey, Miss Tara.
Hey, Tara.
How you enjoying?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How you enjoying the show?
It's nice, right? Weekend. No, I've been listening the whole night.
Yeah, good.
Kind of,
It's nice to meet you. I've seen your name mentioned here and there.
Oh yeah, cool. Good to meet you too, man. Just question I have for you though. I have a couple of them because I wrote them down.
All right,
Okay.
smart
I'm
ass.
crazy. I'm like, I wrote them down.
Oh,
So I get excited, you know. I love hearing some new stuff, and
I thought
you
that
know,
was like a dig because I did
so-
too. I did too, Tara. Did you hear it? I left mine in the kitchen, and and nobody could bring me my notes. All right,
and
so
you need an assistant. I swear, Matt totally needs an assistant.
I
Got to hook him up with that one day soon. Got to.
Right.
But I was listening to everything, and you know, you got a really interesting everything you bring in here. So sacred geometry, all that kind of stuff. I'm into all that, right? But so what you've got going on that I wanted to ask about, have you ever applied all of the above when you spoke of time travel in the beginning of the show, or UFOs, for instance, what we call UFOs? Have you ever applied any of that and actually brought out the theory into a reality? Have you ever tried
Like
anything?
seeing it for myself in person?
Yeah, build it out, take it out of concept mode and put it into, you know, some
No,
kind
it's
of...
all, this is all, what you see is all on paper. I haven't got to that point yet because of, I need resources, you know? I need resources.
Yeah, man,
up
no,
the
you
ass.
need funding. You need funding. I understand R&D. You know, any kind of R&D, research and development, you need funds. So that was one thing. So, no, how long are you doing
That's
this?
what I'm trying to get to. I've been doing this all my life, but it really kicked
you're
up a notch
33.
about 5
You're
years
young,
ago.
man. All right, so you're really, really down the rabbit hole for yourself here, like 5 whole years.
Oh,
You
yeah.
mentioned concave Earth, talking about gravity, gravitational pull and all that. But see, that to me, I mean, I know we have gravity in theory, right? But my question to you was this. So what, you know, based on what you studied through Alchemy, what do you think? What are your thoughts on gravity versus universal compression?
Well, it's really, they call it gravity, but really it's just an aether perturbation. You know, it's like poking the grid of reality. You know, this grid creates reality. So if you can manipulate this grid,
yeah.
yes, yeah, you can bend it to your will, you know, exactly to your will, to the T. You know, it's all thought.
So what do you think about when you say that, like harmonic frequencies? How do you feel how they operate? Harmonic frequencies, how they would operate.
They operate in perfect synchronicity. You know, there's no better way to it. You know, the way they operate is perfect. So, what are you really trying to get at, though?
Because you understand all of this, and I understand half of this, and my colleagues outside of anything to do with Facebook or work, this is all they do. That's all they do.
Yeah.
You know, R&D, think tanks, innovate. You know, they do technology, right? So they got 2 core technologies. One of them is for paranormal research that actually is coming off a shelf this year, thanks to Matt. And the other one is actually dealing with data transfer. It's about 15 to 25 years ahead of the curve. It's actually called the data flow enhancement. And when you were talking in the beginning, too, about anything to do with data transfer, how they hide everything in the RAM and all that kind of, we understand that, you know. The 2 gentlemen I work with, they definitely understand that. That's why they figured out a way to, I'll put it in layman's terms, create a superhighway for data transfer. And that bypasses the bottleneck. Let's just say it like that. And it's definitely not your 5G. That's a big marketing hype. And it's definitely going to change how things are done.
Well, how long do you think it would take to How long do you think it would take to transfer information from here to the moon using this method that you're talking about?
4 seconds from what they already have benchmarked. But we could talk about that. We could talk about that off air if you want, and I can.
Yeah.
But
that's why I brought up the sloop code, because it transfers all data in an instant. You know, what can be better than an instant?
Right.
I gotta say something, James. This is a lady that's part of my West Coast family. Okay.
Yeah.
And if she gives me the okay to do so, I would absolutely love nothing more than to be part of creating something with the both of you and our team. Because, dude, I'm telling you, it's got to go through her.
No, it's definitely. Let's just say this: we could talk about it off the show, off air, but it's definitely a probability.
Awesome.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
We'll get things going.
It's all about the monetary system we unfortunately live under. So it's all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
But we've got that. We've got that going. We've got that. You know, we're working on it. So that's all that you need is a little cash.
Have you ever looked into the sloop code yourself?
I have not personally. Have I given it a glance because of who I'm around? Sure. Have they looked into this? You bet.
That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never been discovered before. You know, I'm the first person to ever, come out to how it works.
You mean how about this? You were the first person to actually try to exploit. And you came right here. Oh shit! Get that, Tara. He came here. Where other better than to break the Matrix right here on the Matrix of Mind?
You know what?
What?
Seriously, because they're doing so many things that in technology, so much advancements that they already have. Without getting too all into it, that they only release. By the way, you were talking about that too. Every 5 years, it's on purpose for money and sales and marketing. They're not going to just say, here, guys. Here. I mean, I don't mean to be rude. I'm just saying, here, slaves. No, they want your freaking cell phone to break, for instance, so they can put out the next gen and make you go buy that and then upgrade the whole system. And doesn't work no more. You got to go get the 5G version. Trade in your cell phones now.
Yeah.
We're going to charge you $1,000.
The advancement of technology, it's all really just a lie. Because when you have levitation, you got teleportation, time travel, and you got all that stuff. You don't need all this other stuff that we have today, Mm-hmm. It's all a lie.
Talk about time travel. I did not write this down, but from your perspective, from what you've... And, if you don't want to answer anything because you don't want to talk about it and just give away...
No, I'll talk about anything.
Okay. So...
Time travel, just think about... Go ahead.
No, it's okay. We had a couple of guests come on the show, and they brought up time travel. And I'm not going to say names, and I asked them, okay, how did you time travel? They just tell me who they were, and Matt, they just told us that and all that. Okay, so if you got you got historical signatures of stuff that already took place, but that historical signature is going to be already in place. So from your perspective, from what you do as an alchemist, explain what time travel is outside of like a theoretical realm and bring it into a potential reality, if you will.
Well, time travel, it's all based off of, you've heard of Euclidean geometry, Euclidean space?
I have.
Yes. Well, that's time travel right there. Because it's this Euclidean space, it spiralizes in all directions infinitely. So with the levitating saucer, you can utilize the singularity and travel within infinity, within this infinite grid in an instant. So like our entire universe is really a black hole. It's inside of another universe, and that universe is inside of another universe, and it never ends.
It's like
that's the Euclidean
layers
space.
and layers and layers, right?
Yes, it's the Mandelbrot set.
I agree. So I've been looking into concave Earth, and that was brought up tonight, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
What are your thoughts on concave Earth and what we call the firmament, which is, in the Bible? But I mean, I've been looking at all the stuff with concave Earth. We did a show on it. What are your thoughts?
Well, it really feels like this was created by somebody that knows absolute truth, somebody that knows all this stuff. Because when you have levitation, teleportation, all that, you have access to infinite resources, right? So why not? Why not scale up a UFO saucer into the size of an entire planet and create your own human zoo, So that way they can create things for you. You know what I mean?
Like a working society of beings.
Yes, exactly. So if you know the metaphysics to alchemy, and you know how to create symbology, you can create language. You can create it whatever the hell you want. So let's say, for instance, the Chinese language. You can say somebody created that language and implemented into a society, so that way, over time, that language plays out, and you see the probability of every language. Because every single language creates. I mean, that's how I would do it. Yeah.
No, makes sense. I mean, numbers don't lie. So what would you consider the universal language? Definitely mathematics, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It's all, you could even take it beyond mathematics to geometry. Like I said, a line in a circle. Anywhere, any form of intelligence can, they can look at an object and say, oh, this is a triangle, this is a square, this is a hexagon, That's one thing we can all agree upon, is geometry.
No, I'm with you. What do you think about, and then I'm going to stop. Matt, if there's any other callers, by all means, just cut me off.
Well, you know what? They're not. So you just hang on. I got a chainsaw here somewhere. I'm just kidding. Just keep going.
I was waiting.
You
so
were
what do
waiting?
You think based on your? I was like, all right, wait. No, I'm kidding. No, I just wanted, in case somebody wanted to call in. I was,
there is nobody.
Courteous. Okay.
That's the way.
James, what do you think based on everything that, your knowledge and studies of other beings, one of what we would call, I guess, extraterrestrials, and what do you think also about paranormal entities when you bring them into how you study everything? How do you explain both of those? So it's kind of like a two-part question.
And I did that too.
Well, every planet, every ecosystem has its own tree of life, but it's all life nonetheless, right? But every ecosystem produces its own, it has its own probability of life. And every ecosystem has its human form, like for us, we are at the top of our tree of life. On another planet, it would be the same thing, but it would probably look different. Like you would have the Greys or the Anunnakis, the lizard race. It can take on many, many forms. But nonetheless, we're all part of, our divine. It's the divine source itself. As far as ghosts, yeah. And as far as ghosts and demons and things like that, the demons, the way I interpret them is your form of it's how aware you are. If you have a low sense of awareness, then you're gonna create a lot of negativity in your life. And the way it might reflect back on you, it could be, a spirit, or it could, you can say oh, I did this and this entity made me feel this way because I did this. You can interpret it like that, but really it's just how you express yourself through your awareness.
So you're almost more into with the paranormal side, if I may, almost from your experience and your research and your studies and who you are, kinetic energy, parakinetic energy, like a poltergeist type energy, like how people could, that happens. They could make it come out of themselves, or they could be so depressed, they could be so in a negative, bad way that they think their house is haunted, but there's energies coming, emitting out of them that's actually
Yes.
creating stuff, moving, and all that. I found that too, and I was like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
And you're going to interpret all of it, based on all the things you know. It can come out this way or that way, but if you know the absolute divine nature of things, then you could only come to one conclusion of what all these things are. Oh man, it was me the whole time.
like an extension of yourself. You think
Yes.
that paranormal would be an extension of oneself, and then so how do you describe the ETs as just an ecosystem created by what on other planets of life?
Well, I'm not saying like they don't exist. Like there are extraterrestrials. There are beings
Right.
and levitating saucers and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's absolutely a thing.
I'm talking about UFOs. I've actually, just, seen them. But so you think that part of everything in ufology is actual other worldly beings, and that the paranormal side, split that in half, is oneself admitting that from themselves through experience.
Yeah, it's all determined from your senses and how it's all from your senses. And there are points where you can pick up other beings from other dimensions because they all overlap each other. So depending on how tuned in your senses are, you might pick up something, you might not.
Wow.
That all deals with the.
Can you break that down for me, though? No,
yeah, right.
No, with all due respect, no. The reason I'm asking is because it almost contradicted something. So let's back it up. So you're saying that you could actually emit that yourself, and that could be a paranormal experience. But then you just also said that you could tap into stuff because there's layers upon layers.
Yes.
Right. So
yeah.
Can we unpack the layers?
So when it comes to that process, when it comes to that process, that's meditation for you. So when you sit down and you have a certain discipline of the mind, you can look into the singularity of the mind, and you can see anywhere in space and time, past, present, or future. But sometimes people do this unknowingly. So when they do this, they see other living beings, other people, other form of intelligence, but they don't know that they're doing it. So that could be one way.
No, I'm going there with you because hauntings and all that kind of stuff. So there's other dimensions, is what you're basically saying in layman's terms, and there's other countless dimensions too. Like anybody that puts a number on it, I feel like is I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I disagree. I wouldn't put a number on it. I don't know. We don't know. That's the unknown.
Well, but, I want to touch on that one.
I call it infinite.
Yeah, it is.
I want to touch on that because the Pleiades, I channel, right? Or I download and I talk. I just talk. This is what I tell my wife. I just talk. All I'm doing is talking. She's channeling. Okay. Nevertheless, the Pleiades, the source of this channel tells us that look at whenever speaking of dimensions, and this goes to the both of you, Tara, is Tara, because you question the dimensions. You do. You're an investigative. You're an investigative journalist on a paranormal scale, paranormal side. James, on the other hand, is like trying to exploit these dimensions via alchemy and what they are, trying to give it a tangibility. The Pleiades say that we've got to look at the dimensions of non-physicalness as well as physicalness. I did say physicalness on a harmonic scale, and a harmonic scale, to their understanding, is infinite. A lot like you just said, James.
It's metaphysical.
At that point it goes into something that the human mind can't even wrap its stem cells around. Okay, the mind cannot comprehend it. You know what I'm saying? It is an infinite. If you can put it this way, I guess it's like a low vibration. Things just like they just vibrate. You see the wheel wobble. It wobbles, right? Well, the faster you spin that wheel, and the vibration frequency gets higher and higher and higher and higher. Finally, if that wheel reaches a certain vibrational frequency, a different dimension in there is created.
Yes.
The wheel will vanish. You will not even be able to see the wheel.
Nope.
That is true. So knowing that vibration creates worlds, okay, that goes back to them by saying, which literally just confirmed what you said earlier, James, that our thoughts are a vibration, and our vibrational thought creates our physical experience.
Yes. You are the creator. You are the most important thing in the universe.
Mind blown.
You are the universe.
Chew that one up, Tara. What do you think of that one, Tara? That was cool, wasn't it? No.
Every black hole out there is perceiving its own reality in different time due to time dilations across divine infinity.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a mind within a mind within a mind.
Angelic Catroar from the chat says, nothing would exist if God did not exist. How would you respond to something like that? How would you respond to that?
Like I said, we are God. We create reality. Reality is generated from consciousness itself. It's not just one source, or it's not just some old man in the sky with a book. It's us. Your mind is what creates reality. You are an eternal God.
Tara, that's deep, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I have a question for you, though, James. No, it's okay. It's all right. Because you said back there to me, I'm just asking, based on what you just said, that something, source, took all these tools, and why not create something? So they created what we call, I guess, Earth. Definitely beings, human beings. So how do you explain that based on what you just said?
Like somebody creating all this? What do you mean?
Because you had mentioned in the conversation, since I'm on the phone, that somebody created this of a high power. And I said to you what people call God, right? Like source. So do you believe that there's an actual one source, some sort of source that created all this?
No, I believe we are the source. It wouldn't exist without our minds. Your mind is what renders reality.
Your mind's powerful. The mind is beyond powerful. Scientists
yes.
can't even start to understand the human brain. I mean, they're starting to...
What could be better than intelligence itself?
Nothing, in my opinion.
Exactly.
You
have intelligence.
Mr. Troy Miller.
That just says you are the greatest thing ever.
I've gotta definitely put you out on the soapbox limb. You ready? Troy Miller up here in the sandbox. I've got to call you out and say, look, I can't even really facilitate and speak what you just wrote. Call that number. I would love for you to pick James' brain. Pick James' brain. Call that number and you translate what you just wrote.
I can't even see it. I can help translate it, man.
Yeah, I mean...
James, maybe you could take a look at that.
I'm trying to. My computer shut down.
Oh, my God. This is deep topic. I'm just saying.
Well, it's going into areas. It's going into areas of discovery, right? So if you don't know something full on, like he does, like James does, I mean, it's a whole new area for a lot of people tonight. and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it really is. Because like the SLU code, like I said, like nobody's ever talked about how it works. This is how deep it is. This is a first-time thing for everybody.
Well, you definitely popped my can top of this one. I'm just telling you. I've never opened up this can of worms, bro, ever. Never.
I read in the comments, Socrates Aguirre, I think that's how you say his name. He said, "There's no God like Jehovah." That's funny you said that because I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh man.
You know anything about witnesses?
I do. I know. Matt, no, go ahead, Matt.
No, I'm just saying. I'm like looking at the time. I'm looking at the time. I'm going, okay. There's no callers. I think that I don't know if we like flambasted and cooked breakfast on the brains minds tonight or what.
I believe so, Matt. I believe.
I'm just being serious.
That is exactly what happened. No, definitely, because a lot of what he's speaking about is I sound repetitive. It's definitely stuff new to a lot of people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing because you add it to what you're researching and just keep building from there.
Now, James, have you ever thought about opening since the big V, right? Since the big V, and I'm gonna name the big V the Purge, and I'm not talking. If everybody knows me, I'm friends with me on Facebook.
V for vendetta,
Yeah,
or
no,
B as in bang.
it didn't mean
Okay.
what y'all went and took it, and where you guys took it. The V, I renamed to the Purge. Yeah, I just whatever.
Yeah.
Where does this come, James? Where does this come into play in our reality? If dumbing them
you're
down,
talking about the editing of our DNA.
yes. I mean, are we starting to get smart to where the draconian side doesn't want us to know these things, and they're like trying to kill people off and like stop something? What are they? Where do you see that going, and what are they trying to stop?
Well, you ever heard of Yuga cycles?
Yeah, no.
Well, there's a thing called Yuga cycles, and what it is basically the cosmic heartbeat to our galaxy. It's like a clock. So when this clock is on its highest side, everything that happens in that particular space and time, it's beautiful. They call it the golden age. Everything's out in the open. There's no mystery about anything. Everybody has levitating saucer, all these things. But there's also the other side of the Yuga cycle, which is called Kali Yuga. Being there is like being in hell. So as the Earth is, as it's traveling through the Milky Way, it's going through these energy states. There's low energy states and there's high energy states. So we're in a transition from the low to the high. So as we're transitioning all life, it basically gets like an upgrade. You become better. You become more efficient. So these things that the V word that you brought up, they brought it in to basically stop that advancement in your DNA. They want to suppress it. They want to keep you, they want to keep that control over you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I've got a screen up here, James, that's got the Fibonacci sequence in it. You want to talk about nature for a little bit, or kind of run over?
This Fibonacci sequence. It's the center vortex of a magnetic field. They call it vortex mathematics. You can simplify it to two tetrahedrons or two triangles intersecting each other, and they're spinning rapidly, and that's what creates the spiral in the center of the magnetic field. And it designs everything from that spiral. It starts from a single point and it branches out to all complicated forms of geometry to a full sphere. And once you're back to a full sphere, you're back to a point. You're back to a single point. You know, because you zoom out, it becomes a little point, and it starts all over again, over and over and over. Just creating all probabilities.
No, man, I was just going to remind you of the video we played a few weeks ago on concave Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Is with the pyramid in the middle. That's what he's talking about.
I got a video that
you could apply that to exactly what James is talking about right now.
I got a video that I recorded here real quick. Or I recorded this earlier today to let me see if I can't bring that up while we discuss this, because we're talking about at the moment, for those that's just tuning in, the alchemy and the properties of all things, and all things start with the simple property of what, as James would say, as a line and a circle. The video I'm going to pull up here for everybody is very unique, and that would be where vibration, right? You James, and probably Tara has seen it also, where a fella has taken salt, okay, and put it on a piece of paper, and then turned up the frequency on the vibration, and it creates a pattern. Cymatics. Yeah, it creates a part, and that would be right here. Make sure the audio. All right, there you go. Turn the audio down on it.
You're talking about cymatic waveforms.
Yeah, where, and dude, it's really unique how sound has got its own signature, like what we're showing you right now.
Signatures, man. Yeah, light, sound.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm showing now, right next to James Platonic Solid's map. And in this little video, all the fella is doing is literally,
just changing the frequency.
He's changing the frequency of sound, putting salt on this paper, and you'll notice the salt follows the frequency, and that frequency has got an actual. You can see it. It's got a visual to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's following the grid pattern, and that grid pattern is the isotropic vector matrix. The basis of this grid pattern is a triangle. It's a tetrahedron. You see how it reflects even in all directions? It's always perfect.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. What happens if we were to actually generate the sound to make a pyramid?
I mean, like
I knew Matt would ask that.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, I know what he's talking.
Because if you're saying,
I know what he's talking about.
The concave Earth theory showed the pyramid being the all-seeing eye, the everything is, the all is.
Yeah,
okay,
because it's everything. It creates everything.
So if we could literally regenerate that sound by harmonic frequency, are we at that point creating an oh shit for ourselves? Would that be that would be it?
That would be it. Yeah, that would be it. It's like having the ultimate 3D printer to reality itself.
West Coast Brains, we need to come up with this, because there's a whole shitload of us that want out of this matrix that we're in. Copy? Thank you.
That's like, I found a way to bust it. No, I mean, copy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this I
this
found
is what
really
we're trying to get to.
I want to talk to you, James, real quick about levitation. Have you done it?
No, but I'm trying to. Like you're talking about like the body, right?
Yeah, our body, right? So you meditate and then
like Superman.
Yoga. Well, yeah, you could meditate and you could do yoga. I've done it all. I still do. I still do yoga every morning, and I still meditate every day, pray, all that kind of good stuff. But besides censoring yourself from what you've been studying, it's in theory still because you haven't done it. So, but you're trying to attain that how far have you gotten on what you have found to actually levitate full body mass, besides the spiritual side?
Well, the levitating that I'm talking about is the levitating saucer, the UFO. As far as the body, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is possible, but in order for that to be possible, if so, your mind, body, and soul would have to be stabilized in all aspects in order to reach that level. You have to have that finite discipline of the mind. If you don't have that, then you can't levitate at all. Yeah, I start thinking of like weird
stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm done for the day. I'm honest,
Tara,
you can't empty that cup. I do about 15 minutes. That's it.
All right, James, you ready? Let me go ahead and ask you this one for my dear sister here. You ready? Next question on the board here is: how do you walk through walls? Because it's a physical.
How do you walk through walls?
Yeah, it's a physical thing.
Well, I mean, that would relate to that would relate to teleportation.
But
it's not about walking through the wall. It's just about appearing from appearing at point A to B in an instant. You don't have to go through anything.
Wait, what? You don't really have to go through anything. That's saying
no, you don't have to go through any object.
That's saying that here this kind of touches on the same side of how UFOs travel. Because they call, I think it was Greg Braden, if I'm not mistaken, Greg Braden and David Wilcock talked about what is known as the field, the quantum field, where all things are. So you're talking about
that's the singularity.
Okay, so if I were trying to walk through that wall, that physical substance of manifestation, I would want to vibrate not how I'm vibrating right this now in where I am at in this field, but project myself elsewhere at a completely different vibration within that field. Is that right?
Yeah, through the field, through the singularity itself, because if you're able to go into the singularity, then that singularity could spit you out from anywhere. It could throw you out on the other side of that wall in an instant. It doesn't even have to break down your matter. It doesn't have to break down your atoms. It's like going through a portal. Point A to point B in an instant.
Right. Everybody still here?
Yeah, my mind.
Yeah,
very quiet.
Yeah, I'm like
James
my mind
was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Tara, I'm taking all this in. I really am. I mean,
that's good.
Think about the fractal. It starts with a line, and that line will split into two lines, and then those two lines will split into more lines, and it never ends. It keeps doing that. So you gotta make the energy loop back in on itself. Once you do that, it creates a singularity, and that singularity is constantly making those lines in all directions. So it's creating all geometry. It's creating all probabilities within itself. So once you have that, you can jump into it and think about where you want to, jump in at any point in time, because it's creating everything constantly. So it can spit you into everything. Mm-hmm. It can spit you anywhere it wants.
Tammy Bonham says this sounds like we're talking about the Philadelphia experiment.
Hey, Tammy, hi. No, she's got a cool point, because that's probably what they tried to do.
Yeah, they just messed it up.
Right. They got their calculations wrong.
And Jay Pashuluk says silence means that we're just taking it all in, Tara. He's right. Absolutely. Man.
Yeah. This the singularity wouldn't throw you into another object and morph you, with it, like what happened to the Philadelphia experiment. And they said some of the crewmen were embedded into the ship itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this, like, if you can create the singularity, like to how it really works, yeah, that won't happen. It would just take you there in an instant.
We'll see
You
it
know,
all.
not to bring up movies, but have you ever seen Jumper? Because that's a pretty cool.
Yeah. I just watched it
yeah.
last week.
Okay.
Favorite,
What is it?
Favorite movie, Jumper.
Jumper.
It's a cool movie. Yeah, it's got a whole plot twist to it and entertainment value, but exactly what James is talking about, if that could be attained, that would be exactly the visual on it.
Yep. Yeah, that's how UFOs work. That's what they do. They just pew, 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 like all over in an instant.
Miss Elizabeth Doolittle in the sandbox is asking about
Hi, Elizabeth.
crop circles, James. She's want to know. She's like, ask about the crop circles. Where do crop circles? Do you think?
Yes, I've been meaning to bring that one up.
All right.
Yeah, everybody, they're like wondering if aliens made them or what,
Okay.
The answer to that question is it's us. We're doing it because the elites, they know all this stuff. They know how the divine works at its very core. So yes, they do have levitating saucers. They do have UFO technology. They have all of it. So all they have to do is get into one of these crafts, teleport to a field in the dead of night, make the design, and then teleport back.
Who's they?
Why
though?
are they trying to? Do you mean the government, James?
Yes, the government, the elites, the rich.
So you're saying that they're doing this? They're the ones.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So are they communicating with themselves, or are they communicating with us on a quantum level?
No, you got to remember they're keeping a secret from humanity, and that secret is our divine origins, because our divine origins has all this stuff. It has all these capabilities to do all that stuff. They don't want you to know it, so they kind of put it right in your face. They're kind of telling you, but they're not telling you. They're basically teasing you.
Yeah, like na. So what?
Yeah, this is what we got, and this is what you don't got.
Yeah.
Mr. Earl Fields asked, "Is if the crop circles are codes, James? Do you think that they're codes?"
Oh yeah, humanity? Yeah. They're it's a way to see the metaphysical. When you can understand the metaphysical, you understand the symbols that reality produces through its mathematical, geometry. There's many ways to see it. So every single crop circle is just a way of seeing the metaphysical.
See, James, this goes right back to my entire question earlier about, do you believe in the concave Earth? Because now we're touching on somebody or something designed this with a Pleiades. To me, they called it the heliosphere. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know what that word is. What is
just call it a human zoo. That's what it is.
So
point blank, it's a human zoo.
Now, why did we do this? Why would?
That?
No, I'm not scared. Are you scared?
Okay. I'm talking with you. I'm just joking.
I know.
Scared?
I know. She's
No.
What Are you scared, man? No. Why James? Why would we do this to ourselves if truly we are the Godhead? If we are truly the Godhead, why would we do this to ourselves?
Because think about it. Like if you had this esoteric knowledge and you knew every aspect of it, you would be free. You would be the hell out of here. You would be out there and exploring the infinite. So just imagine if you could take somebody's divine origins away and keep them bounded to one single place and be able to control them. You would do this to get, because they're useful. They can create things for you, and it can go so many ways. Would you rather explore infinitely and have to be creating these things, at the same time? Why not get a whole entire race to do it for you?
True.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
Not
out
to talk politics, but yeah.
politics.
No, go ahead. Shout out.
I would say shout out to Hailing Island, United Kingdom, Mr. Kevin Williams. Thank you for tuning into the Matrix Minds, my friend. Welcome aboard. Man, oh man, oh man. Diving deep with Mr. James Arthur Garcia, the Alchemist. Dude, you know what? We got to have you back. Definitely going to have you back for round 2. Will you do that for me?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, dude, This is only really touching on the basis of what.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is the basis of what all we've got. You know what I mean? Because if you really truly want to dive into what the alchemy is, what isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What isn't it? It is all things. I mean, it's and knowing that you've got the ability to help those like myself and Tara to understand a little bit more, dude. Like I said, you got to start these classes, James. Got to start these classes, bro.
It's not an easy thing to talk about, so I have to put it into in a certain way before I do all that.
It's gonna take months, honestly, with the knowledge you have.
I've been working on it all my life, so I'm getting there very
like
quickly.
That for people, yeah.
James,
for people to actually sign up. That's gonna take a few weeks, at least. I'd say about 8 to 3 months, 8 weeks to 3 months total.
Yeah.
Well, James,
it'll all happen. It'll all come to fruition.
What if we were able to help you do that? Would you be on?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, because I need help. I can't do this by myself.
All right. Well, we could bring that into manifestation.
Exactly.
I would definitely love to help you, help my audience, and help us all grow.
This kind of ties into the Mandela effect, because the more I put this out there and the more that people learn it, the more it starts to manifest. You know what I mean? It starts to become a reality itself.
Oh, boy. Tammy Bonham asked a serious question. She's like, but what is the purpose of all of this being slaves for the elite other than for them to gain money and power for just them?
Well,
I mean, why?
James or me or you?
Whoever.
No, go ahead, James.
It's a hell of a deep little question.
Well, I was going to say.
What's your response to that, Tara?
It is definitely what you just said. It is. They hoard the knowledge. They are the faction of. We'll just call it the darker side. They don't want to share it, right? So, as far as politics goes, I'm just going to bring up an example. Former President Trump, okay. So they say he's a white hat, okay. And then you have Biden in them, and they say, let's not get into everything else, but they say he's a part of the black hats and all that kind of stuff. They all know the same thing, okay. They do. Yep. They're Masons, and they know the Freemasons. Yep. Even Trump's a 33rd degree Freemason, okay. So. One of the rumors, let's call it a rumor, is that Trump wants to release everything to humanity and empower humanity so nobody's poor and all that kind of stuff, which is yet to happen. So everybody has the same knowledge and everything's balanced is supposedly what is why they, like the Nancy Pelosi's and Biden and all that, hate him, supposedly. That's what it's supposedly all about. So you could say these black hats and all that kind of stuff versus the white hats. Those people can't stand him because he's like the Bruce Lee of politics, so to speak, because he wants to release all the secrets out to people to empower them, to humanity, so nobody's a slave and everybody's got everything they need, right? Nobody's sick and all that kind of stuff with the med beds and everything like that. So yeah, she's right. If it's all true, it's yet to be determined. Because, well, I hate getting into politics, but what could happen, and they fix the election or whatever is going on with the whole scene. But we'll see what happens. But that was one of the biggest things with him as far as the conspiracy theory is concerned. And I don't want to say the name of the conspiracy theory on the show no more, but you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
Hang on, I got a little sound for
You know
that
the thing
one.
about
Good, did it. Yeah, no, don't bring up that one.
Well,
yeah,
I
you
brought
know
up
the
everything
thing about
but the
conspiracy
name.
theories.
Miss Elizabeth Doolittle
I was
in
just
the
gonna.
chat saying why
I'll
kill
go
us?
first.
Saying why kill us off? Then the elite would have no workers. Good question, Elizabeth.
Right.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, they don't want to do that.
But it kind of looks like that's what they're doing whenever you look at the
They're
outcome.
suppressing those DNA upgrades I was talking about.
So now we're going to get into the human resonance. How's that, people? Let's do that right real quick for the next probably 15, 20 minutes. How does the human resonance, because we've all, those that are spiritually awakened, metaphysically, spiritually awakened to the atonement of, we're oneness, consciousness, yada, 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 right? I know you know that spiel.
Yeah.
With that being said, James, whenever the human, trying to block the frequency do you think that the source is that what they're trying to? The source itself is trying to do this upgrade our consciousness by the human resonance, by the energy, the inbound energy, and they're trying to block it and also sever your DNA from that code, the God code.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, I mean, it's trying to. Yeah, it's trying to advance us. It's trying to make us be better, do better. Because it's the universe is always self-regulating. Because it's mathematical. That's what it does. It produces everything the best way that it can constantly. I mean, it's trying to do this in our DNA, but they're trying to stop it by downgrading our DNA. Because they want to remain. They want to have that control over you. They're not trying to lose it.
Totally makes sense.
I'm going to bring up the Georgia Guidestones, right, to both of you, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're both familiar with that, right? So,
Yep.
well, the biggest thing is all the different languages, but to reduce the world population of 500 million. So.
Well, there is one thing that could do that, for sure, and the U.S. is sitting right on top of it. You ever heard of a super volcano?
I live near one. Out in Yellowstone.
You live near Yellowstone?
Well, it's out west. If it blows, bye-bye the whole west, man. It's gone. I've been there, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Why do you think they built the White House opposite to Yellowstone? Just in case that thing blows, right? They don't want the president to be sitting right on top of it.
Right. No, yeah, it would blow up many states.
Yeah, if the super volcano went off, it would destroy nearly all life on Earth, because it would engulf the entire world in a dark cloud of all this stuff.
Plume
like nuclear fallout. Yeah, it would block that sun.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I hope it doesn't. But if it does. Excuse me. I mean, what do you do? That's it. You just move on to the next phase. But that thing ever goes. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating out there. No, I live in California, but I've been to Yellowstone, and it's amazing.
How about my dear sister sit back for a second, and we'll take an Ohio call from Mr. James Garcia. Ohio, you were unmuted here with myself. Ms. Tara and Mr. James Arthur Garcia here on the Matrix. Who do I got there? Hello.
Hi, everyone. It's Lisa. I just wanted to ask James a couple questions, maybe a few.
Shoot, go ahead.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I was wondering. I was watching a show on the History Channel a long time ago, and it was about Stonehenge and how they kind of used it as it was like used for acoustics, and how they were doing testing, how they would play vibrational music, and how they would get a bunch of drums together and beat all the drums, and they believe that sound alone would change a person's consciousness and frequencies and vibrations, and how that fits together. Because then I started listening to like alpha waves and beta waves and things like that. And they say that that can alter, you as a human, like your frequencies, your vibrations, how you feel. Do you believe in that, or how does that work?
Yeah, most definitely. I believe Tesla talked about this. He said that if you can tap into the frequency of the human mind, you would be able to control it. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah, most definitely it's possible.
Okay, I was wondering, because it does, when I listen to it, it does have a good effect. I mean, I do feel like it, it's calming. Sometimes it can change your mood in so many different ways, but I was just wondering how that affects us. And can these things like affect our DNA? Is like our DNA a sacred sacred geometry?
Yeah, most definitely. Because as your DNA is forming, as it's building, as it's reproducing itself, it's building that geometry that makes you who you are. So if you can, throw a frequency at it, you can alter that process.
Yeah, these are things that Pythagoras was into as well. Like he picked up on the harmonics, of music, how you create harmony. Yeah. And I was recently watching someone that they did testing that like at 1,000 megahertz or something like that. He was a music professor, and they opened up a lab, and they believed that they could actually break up the tumors, the cancer cells, and everything with a certain frequency. Yes. Yeah, that's all. If you know how to do, what is it called? The prana. If you know how to do prana, you can literally remove a tumor in real time just by doing certain hand movements over it. This has been recorded on video too. Yeah, because it makes me want to ask, like how they say that, it's a conspiracy theory, but how they put fluoride in the water and they believe this calcifies your pineal gland. And how could we use sound and sacred geometry and alchemy and things like that to break up calcification of our pineal gland? Well, it's all about raising awareness. The more you raise awareness, the more that calcification, it just fades away, because you're raising yourself. You're raising your vibration. Yeah, so it's basically all up to us. Yeah. And then another thing that doesn't help, makes everybody feel. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, when they broadcast music, they broadcast it on a certain frequency, and this frequency is not good for us at all. They're supposed to broadcast it at I believe it was 432 hertz, but they're broadcasting it at something like 440. So that creates an instability within all living life. Yeah, because there was an experience I had. I was into, of course, car stereos when I was young and stuff. So I went to this place, and they had this van, and it was set at like a certain decimal. And when you would get inside of it, it would literally make you nauseous and want to puke. So, all this stuff is true. And just like they say, they did studies where if you play metal to plants, they die. If you play classical piano or something like that, they thrive. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all about creating that harmonious vibration, that harmonious frequency. Where do you find the right frequencies? What frequencies should we listen to benefit ourselves health-wise and, anyway, raise our vibrations and frequencies? Well, for 432 hertz is like the best one that you could ever tune into. Well, I will write this down. Okay. I could actually draw a diagram how 432 equates to love itself. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well. Yeah, I haven't done that yet, but I'll be making that one pretty soon, because it's pretty amazing. Yeah, look that up. I mean, what type of, like you say, the way it's broadcasted, how would you want to listen to that? What would be the proper way to broadcast that, to yourself?
You can actually
let me into your most deepest core and who you are.
Let me interject here real quick, because you can actually.
But this is where.
Hang on a second, Lisa, because you asked about frequency in music. You can actually get a converter, that will convert.
Okay, I thought you might know this because you're a drummer.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, this also goes.
Yeah, that's one way.
Tara will understand this too, because she's a musician too. She's come from the music. Any musician knows this. The 440 hertz, every musician tunes to what's called the tune standard. 440 is the tuning standard for all musicians, all of them.
Okay.
You can down tune, up tune, whatever, but everybody, for some damn reason, is on 440. Okay?
Wow.
So,
It's
why?
432.
Why, I don't know, but like James is saying, 432, I seen in the chat room, I seen in the chat room just scrolling through here that it's like 422. So 422,
Oh, okay.
4, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
James, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to fall in line with you because I've heard 432. I've heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ms. Lisa, you can convert your music to 432 hertz. Okay, there is a conversion to that.
Yeah. All right, like the ancient people used drumming, this like the bongos or whatever. Now, were they able to reach this with like enough drums, with enough people? Is this something someone could do? You know?
Oh yeah, they had the capabilities of doing everything that we wish we had today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They had no
that would
limit.
be an experiment for you, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, I do actually. I play. Here's the thing: a drum, it does not have a standard tune. Okay. A drum itself tunes to whatever I feel happy within that frequency. Right. Okay, I can. Here's the thing: all I got to do is turn a drum head, and I am like way tuned. I mean, I'm tuned down. Okay, but a drum itself doesn't really necessarily have a tune; it has a tone. Okay, so knowing that, let's just say Tara's my guitar player. She's going to tune in, like, let's just say, I don't know, drop D, okay, which is like a metal tuning. I wouldn't necessarily even change my drum heads, okay, in a different tone to match country music to what she's playing in, which would be melodic music. Doesn't matter because it's a tone. A tone is just a tone. You follow what I'm saying? It's what sounds good. What resonates with that tuning. Mm-hmm. It's really a good question. Really.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. It's something I've been into for a while, and of course I've always been into alchemy, but it is a really hard subject to tune in on, literally. Mm-hmm. But
it really is.
Like, isn't it metaphysical? Because just like how all the way back to the medieval days, and probably way further than that, James. Basically they always talk about they wanted to turn lead into gold. But doesn't this have something to do with our physical being?
Yeah, I mean, it's what creates everything.
Right. So is that something, like we have to reach consciously? Is that something we have to do ourselves? Because it's about changing ourselves, not actually about turning lead into gold.
Yeah, it's all about raising awareness within to full conscious awareness. There was a comment, I forgot her name, but she said something about reaching the heart space. When you raise your conscious to full conscious awareness, you're able to express nothing but unconditional love. And that's being in tune with your heart, being in tune with the divine. Because if you're not in tune with it, all you're going to create is, all this kind of corruption, all this kind of stuff that you don't want.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Lisa,
that answers a lot of my questions.
There's another well-known alchemist that you can research if you wish. His name is William H. Gass, Gass. Okay, and he just really gave us a hell of a statement, and I it's funny that you said what you said, because James is at the tip of the spear when it comes to teaching the true nature of spirituality via the old school alchemy way. Okay, he truly he's teaching you and me and Tara and everybody else that's listening the Thoth Hermes Trismegistus way. This is the true way. This is the old Egyptian alchemist way.
Yeah.
So anyway, William H. Gass goes to say, the true alchemists, you are an alchemist, Lisa, and everyone else.
Yeah.
The true alchemists do not change lead into gold. They change the world into words.
Yeah.
That's deep.
And you
Yeah,
can do
I've heard that. Yeah.
really great when you understand the symbology to the metaphysics of reality.
Yeah, definitely. And that affects everything. You know, just like I was talking about sacred geometry. I mean, just like how, you know, God, he's the great geometer or whatever you would say, but how each leaf and, you know, every snowflake, everything has its own design, but it's all geometric, you know. And I think that that's with us and everything. I mean, like you said, we lost our connection with nature. I tell that to everyone, you know.
Oh, yeah. But it was designed it was designed that way.
Yeah. And just like have you ever heard, like, cats, when they purr, people always think it's because they're happy, but it's actually because they can heal themselves. They purr at a vibration that can actually heal bone. I read that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So animals definitely haven't lost their connection. We have a lot to learn from them. Most definitely. Yeah.
You know, language has a big factor in how you will look. So, for example, Chinese, their language, when they speak it throughout time, it literally makes them look the way they do. That goes with any race.
Yeah, or
it just comes to show you how powerful sound is. Yeah. It's extremely powerful.
You got any more questions for Mr. Garcia?
No, actually, that's I think that's everything.
Oh, okay.
It's been great talking to you.
Well, look him up online.
Thank you very much.
Lisa, I've got his Facebook here. That is right there. He very well, you know, makes himself known. James Arthur Garcia.
Go ahead and show me a friend request.
Before you go. Oh yeah, for sure.
What was that, Tara?
Crystal bowls. Check out crystal bowls.
Yeah.
You should get into those. You can buy them and bring them home, and see, James knows those are good for your soul.
That's the ability to scry. They call it scrying.
Yeah, I mean, that was. I mean, so like looking at, you know, how like you guys showed that video where the salt changed. You know what I mean? So we have to change like that as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Amen, sweetheart. You're right.
Yeah.
And I'll know.
And it all starts with you.
Hey, Lisa.
I'll look you up on Facebook.
I'll know if I see a big plume, like a mushroom cloud somewhere in Ohio. I'll know that was Lisa who found the pyramid frequency.
Yeah, it's possible. You never know.
Don't want to play.
I'll get working on it.
All right, honey.
Always do good.
Thank you for calling us. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, guys. All right, have a good night.
You too. Good night.
too.
She brought up a really good topic here, buddy, and that's, you know, how raising the heart space, raising into the heart space and the frequency, and yada yada. Oh, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's where it's all at.
All right, Mr. Garcia. I'm glad that you're healed up. I really am, and I'm glad that you were able to join Tara and myself and the audience. We waited for this, bro. We really did. We definitely did. And I'm definitely glad to have you. So you're gonna do number 2 with me, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right. We gonna do.
I'll do this to the day I die.
All right. Well.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Terry, we got to get this boy teaching. We got to get this young man teaching. No doubt about that. Somehow
more
we got
people need to research, and if they don't pick up on it, they don't pick up on it. Some people will take to it, and some won't. But he'll get the ones that do, and that's all you need.
It'll reflect to all the ones that haven't.
Yeah, people need to actually open up and look at new things. That's what I think.
Yeah. I always tell people to go after everything they avoid. Everything.
Do what?
That's the best way to
go after.
Yeah, exactly. You know, get to go after everything you avoid in life. Everything you do not prefer. Come to build a relationship with all these things that you stay away from. You know, that'll open you up in so many ways. It unlocks your full potential the more you do it.
I never thought of it like that. I truly never. I've truly never. Because there's those people that have, like, you've always heard, I don't know, yeah, you're right. Because you've always heard, to overcome your greatest fear, first you've got to face it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I did with my arachnophobia. I had it bad. I would scream like a little girl every time a spider was on me. And I got tired of that, and I was like, man, like, the hell with this. I'm going to make that go away. I want to be able to conquer that. So I went to this pet store nearby, and I asked the lady if they had tarantulas, and she was like, yeah, sure, we have like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, hell,
I was like, can I hold one? Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's like, yeah, sure. So she went over there, picked it up, and like nothing. I was like, okay, if she could do this, I could do this. And she put it on my hand, and as soon as it touched me, I was like, oh, like, get off me. But, I had to remind myself, if she could do it, I could do it. So I just let it do its thing and crawl anywhere it wanted to. And before you knew it, I was just handling the spider just like she was. And from that point on, I was no longer scared of spiders ever again. So I was like, oh, shit, wow. If I can do that with spiders, my fear of arachnophobia, I could do that towards everything else.
That's right.
So that's what I did.
Yep.
And it's led me to here,
Conquering your greatest fear by challenging it head on. Hell yeah. That definitely would raise your frequency, because that would make you have that feeling of I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Just imagine being able to understand everything that comes your way, no matter what it is. Just imagine how free you would be.
Oh yeah, dude. That definitely a freeing feeling, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, Mr.
It all starts with you. You got to be the one to put in that work.
Mr. James Garcia, you're going to do round 2 with me. We're gonna get you on the books. It will definitely be in the future. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, man. I want to see how far you grow in this.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we're gonna get there all together.
All right. Well, look, buddy. No one comes to the Matrix Minds, right, on this podcast platform without saying something positive to every one of the listeners. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this audience is badass. They'll understand everything that you say. So you just do me a favor and say something positive to humanity, and then I'm gonna let you go, because I've kept you here for 3 hours. I most appreciate you.
Yeah, really just tap into the inner part of who you are, your core, and just raise that awareness so you can continuously create your heaven nonstop. That's really all I got to say at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Powerful.
Yeah, that was definitely powerful.
Wow.
All right, James. Again, man, I appreciate you being with me, and you and I will be in touch. Everybody and anybody that wants to look up Mr. James Arthur Garcia, hit him up on Facebook. Do you got an email I can attach to the description of the show?
Yes,
a public email?
I can send it to you right after.
All right. I'd love to get those who wish to get in contact with you in contact with you. So that's what this is about.
Sure, for sure.
Growing as a spiritual being, growing as a person. Cool.
If you send me a friend request, I will accept it. Bottom line.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Thank you again for joining me, and I'm going to kick you out of here.
James,
All right, thank
you
you.
so much. It's a
All right.
pleasure.
Good night, bud.
Thank you, too. You have a good night. Bye.
All right. Good night. Wow. Mind blown, Tara. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was good juju right there, man. Definitely.
Very balanced.
Very
Extremely balanced. I could feel it. Like, he's got a very mellow, straightforward tone to him. I like that. Good guy.
Definitely
Glad
a good
you had
guy.
him on. I'm glad he feels better. I'm glad he brought out what he did and got everybody questioning stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
How do
everybody.
you feel?
How do I feel? I mean, I'm like the audience here. I mean, I'm like. I'm just telling you. I mean, I think Troy Miller in the sandbox here is probably one of the
Hi,
ones
Troy.
that is like the stuff he's dropped in the sandbox is like even blowing my mind. I can't even read it, let alone try to understand it. So, shout out to you, Troy. Glad that somebody's on the same page. I need to take like, oh yeah, I need a what the hell is it? Not a training wheel, but a oh shit, what do you put it? A baby. I need a walker. I need a baby walker when it comes to stuff like this. I want to understand it, and I love to understand it. But yeah, this is mind blowing stuff. Hell, even Troy's like this. Yeah, this is mind blowing stuff. It is. It's round 2. Definitely got to have James back. Round number 2. We'll make it happen. Okay, Miss T. Your turn. Your turn.
Okay. Gonna keep it really short and simple. Everybody make good choices, and everybody stay safe and have a good weekend. And everybody just meditate, pray if that's what you want to do, and always question everything. That's about all I have to say.
That was
Till Monday.
really, really swell. Hell yeah. All right, Miss Tara, take care of yourself. Take care of the family. And yeah, we'll talk. Definitely talk. I want to get on. If I can help James in any way I can help him, you know me, I will do whatever I can do to try to help him grow, because helping him grow helps us all grow. It really does. So,
It helps others for sure, so they can do what they need to be doing on their journey and find their path. I agree.
Troy Miller's a smart ass. He's like, got milk? Yeah, this is a big cookie to swallow, no doubt about it. Wow. All right, Miss Tara, take care of yourself. We'll catch you here on Monday.
Okay.
All right, good night to you. All right, everybody. It is time, no doubt, into this segment, without a doubt. You guys, I'm a lot like you. Mind blown. Just that simple. I can't say anything else. I was absolutely blessed to have James on the Matrix Minds, and he fit very, very well fit. James Arthur Garcia, if you guys want to look him up on Facebook. Pay attention if you want to get into it. Actually, just look him up on Facebook. I'm also going to throw his email and contact in the description of this specific show. And what else do I going to say to you guys? I don't know. Like James, just work on building your guys' heaven. Work on building your guys' heaven. I really like that statement. With that being said, my fellow Matrix Breakers, once again, it is 3 o'clock, 3 hours in the works here, going on 1:11. Happy 1:11 to everybody out there. Yeah, you guys are the ones. You guys are the tip of the spear, the ones that question everything, even reality. My dear friends, continue to do what you're doing. I love you. I appreciate you. And like Miss Tara, I will see you here on Monday. Until then, everybody be safe. Peace out. I love you. Good night. Miss Jessica McTarsney, good night. Good night to you too, and you guys are very, very welcome. Mr. Andy Cassidy, Troy Miller. I want to say this correctly so badly. Jay Pashuk. Appreciate you guys. Miss Terry Minacci, like always, dear sister, thank you. Mr. Richard Rollers up in the house from Australia. The Matrix Minds from down under. That's right. All you guys, be safe. Take care of one another. Miss Alexa Jameson, like always, dear sister, showing you some love. We appreciate you. Every one of you guys. Miss Leah, I appreciate you. Miss Kim Lonsdale, appreciate you too. Everybody, too many of you guys to name. But you guys keep going. Keep questioning everything, even reality. Good night.